We can hear you again.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
I hope so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Yeah. So hi everybody. We should be live at the
Well,
moment,
yeah,
but Paul
welcome
was
back.
having some problems with his mic. So he updated his PC to Windows 11, but his microphone is probably so old that there are no drivers for it.
I heard that.
Oh, crap! You heard it. You heard it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm live now.
Oh,
It switched back to default again. So for some reason, it doesn't pick up my mic when OBS starts, and it just defaults to the default setting, which is not my mic. Now at least I know that that's the first place I need to look, so it's fixed. So I think we are live. Our 100% of our viewers base has apologized for not being able to follow us this week because they have a birthday. All of
So
them.
we're broadcasting to dead air.
We're broadcasting into dead air, which is good because we have been offline for 2 weeks, which is bad in a way. And that's why I was adamant that we would do a show, whatever it looks like, or this
true.
week, just to make sure that we just are live again. So apologies for the last 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure, but it was completely hectic. Stress all over the place. Just so much.
Someone got married.
So much work today. Yeah, that's the second Tuesday that I was married. I think you're out of focus. Well, I know you're out of focus, Chris.
Huh?
I don't know why, but your camera is not in focus. Anyway, while you're fixing that, that was it was. I was just totally swamped in work. I didn't have any time, so that was the first, and then it's trying to. Yeah, now your hand is it keeps. It keeps going in and out of focus for some reason. I don't know why. Oh well. We can see you, but you're just not.
I'm just blurry.
It's blurry a little bit, but it's not too bad. But anyway, and then of course last week there was this thing where I was having a wedding, my own wedding. So that obviously was not the ideal time to do a show. I tried, but my wife wasn't too enthusiastic about that.
She's the one. She's wearing the pants
already. Already, yeah. No, that was a beautiful day, obviously, and obviously I was not going to do a show then. But unfortunately, that was on a Tuesday too, so there you go. Anyway, but today's show is just probably. Maybe half an hour. Famous last words. We always do an hour when we say it's only half an hour. But let's see how we go. Just a short update from my side, except apart from the fact that I'm now a married man, is that a lot of work has been done. Obviously before the wedding, a lot of things that needed to be arranged. Everything worked out fine, so that's good. And then I needed almost a week to just get back to normal again. So starting working and just getting back into the swing of things. So again, I have not been able to do anything really on the hobby side. No Legos. Oh, that's not true. Yesterday, my son bought a Lego kit for me because he wanted to do that because I always buy him Lego kits, and now he wanted to buy one for me, which is bloody great.
Nice.
Yes, so yeah. I thought so too. So we went out and he bought a little airplane. Oh, I haven't got it here. I'll pick it up later or next week. A little Technic airplane, which in a way is amazing. It was €10, and it's a simple kit. But for the €10, it's almost like really great because it looks great and it has a lot of intricate things. And when you drive it, the wheels drive the propeller. So there's real Technic stuff in there. it's really cool little plane. So I had fun building that yesterday, but I forgot to take it up. But anyway, so that's my only sort of hobby project.
Yeah. So next time when he wants to buy you something, I would say go for the Titanic or the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That all sounds nice, but if you have a little kid, 5 years old, wanting to buy you a Lego and then points out the most expensive Lego sets, you have to be careful not to just break down in tears. But it's just so beautiful, And so I thought, well, maybe maybe this is a nice one to do. Oh, how much is that? It's only 10. So he took out €10 out of his piggy bank. Wow! And that's just he's learning the ropes of of worth and money and things. So that's just a beautiful thing. So anyway,
am I still blurry because my little preview window up here shows it completely sharp, but what I'm looking at on your screen doesn't look like my preview window.
Okay, so now you're blaming this on me?
It looks like there's a blurry filter or something.
I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, Oscar is really sharp. I am too. I can't see. I mean, I don't have a Gaussian blur filter on yours, or at least I don't think so. Let me just look in the filter thing. That's completely empty. So there is no filter on there. No filters. So there's no blur. I can't think of a way, which doesn't mean that there is no way, but I can't think of a way that I would have done anything on this side to make you look blurry. But then again, who knows?
Who knows?
So it's weird because we haven't had this problem before. No, it's not focusing on that either.
Yeah, in my preview window, that's pin sharp.
Okay, well then.
Strange, yeah.
That's just.
I'll just do the rest of the show like this.
Completely weird. No, it's fine. I mean, it's just off. It's not that bad. It's just like it's a little bit off. I mean, Oscar is pin sharp. I'm pin sharp. You're just a little bit. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So for me, I don't have real updates. I mean, obviously there are some updates because first of all, not in the right order, but first of all, Formula One is starting to move again. So there are a lot of things going on the Formula One front. I think we should probably need to talk a lot about that. And then there is this other thing in the world that's happening, and I'm not sure if this is the show to really discuss that kind of thing, but I also don't think we should not say anything about it because it's obviously a very scary situation, which we can talk about this for hours too, but for me, one of the things that we might want to address here is that I think I saw this on Reddit. The most important thing that Putin has now accomplished is that he has unified Europe within a couple of days. He also, I think, he took Switzerland out of neutrality.
Yeah, he's a common enemy, which is almost unheard of.
There's a list of things, there are more. There were about 10 things that he single-handedly did, just by what he's doing now. Anyway, it's amazing to me that Belarus is just, totally teaming up with Russia. And it was to be expected, obviously, but they just don't want the war, and they just say, okay, we'll do anything you want. They just lie on their back and they say it's fine. And another thing that sort of hits home, except for the nuclear, threat that's suddenly a thing again, while we were all getting rid of that whole thing for years and trying to ban it out of our systems. Now suddenly it's back. So that's a really thing that hits home hard. And another thing that hits home hard, that's mostly because it makes it a little bit more personal, is that some of the people that I follow on Facebook and anything are Ukrainians. And they are sharing, one is a model, it's a company, they build aftermarket kits for model kits, where you can change it. and they really do great work. And also one of the brands that we sell in our shop is U-Gears, the wood, the marble thing that I showed, and they're all Ukrainian based, and they just share their experience of being in a country that suddenly is invaded by Russians, with bombs going off somewhere outside, which makes you really understand how terrible this is. We can't really imagine anymore, I think, that something like that would just happen in your country, just a couple of blocks, in best case, a couple of blocks away, but it could also be your house that's bombed. So for me, it's a really it's tough, it hits home pretty hard. So
Yeah, can imagine.
yeah.
It's somehow surrealistic. I would say what's happening,
Yeah.
and indeed what you said, that actually he's getting almost the complete world against him. So
Yeah.
I saw a nice sign today. I think it was from a German guy in Berlin who said, people, or Putin, we all know how this ends. You will shoot yourself in a bunker or something.
I saw that.
So
Can we skip the 5 years
to that part? Yeah.
How you shoot yourself in a bunker?
Yeah.
I saw that one too, which is, it's a good thing that we have that history, because people will that's all taken into account, dealing with the situation.
Well, but for the most part it is, but you've got the ex-president over here who's saying that Putin's a genius and this is a great idea. Way to undermine the narrative.
But that's it's true, and these people will be there, but I'm pretty sure that they won't get the majority. It's we don't know. It's always dangerous. So I don't know, but I don't have a feeling that the same thing would happen again as it did, a Second World War. But on the other hand, it's dangerous because Putin can do a lot of things and could throw curveballs. One of the scenarios is that he's gonna blame Europe or NATO for something that he has caused.
Yeah.
And with that cause a problem, and that gives him the right to retaliate, while there's nothing to retaliate about because he caused it himself. That's the Russian way of doing things, and that's the Putin way of doing things.
The problem is that everybody else in the world can see that that's not the case.
No. So in a way, now the transparency and social media and everything might help us. Because what will happen if, I think probably what's going to happen is that some special forces of whatever country, or maybe just a lunatic down the street, will shoot him, and that'll be it. But the danger is that his death might cause even more, even if his own people finish him off because they don't want this. Even then, they would blame that obviously on the West, or whatever you want to call it, and that could be a dangerous situation too. So it's just, how. The only way to get out of this sort of unscathed is to just let him do his thing, let all the Ukrainians that want to flee the country come into Europe, and then leave it, and then expect him to also take Belarus. Well, he doesn't really have to take that; it's already his. And also Lithuania and Estland, Lithuania. What are these other three countries? And then he's got the old Soviet Union back in a way, and he's got his buffer back. And then we should just think, okay, well, that's it. But in a way, that's also bad, because then where's it going to end? Where's it going to end?
Why is he going to stop there?
Yeah, that's the whole problem. So there is no real good outcome here. We have to fight back at some point. And are you starting now already,
what's amazing is how fast the economic sanctions have worked. I didn't expect that to happen anywhere near this quickly, but the fact that their economy has just folded up in the weekend. And he's trying to tell people in Russia, you can't buy American dollars. It's like, well, no, they can't. even if they wanted to, they couldn't.
No, no, no.
Well,
it's well, you know, I don't know. It's all very very scary. And let's well, we'll see. There's no way of knowing what's gonna come, but let's hope that it resolves in some way or form pretty easily. Because if this is gonna take, you know, it could take years, you know, and then you get this situation where everybody goes back to normal business and just sort of forgets about it while there's still a war going on, which has been going on with a lot of other wars too. And that would be really, really bad, obviously, because now everybody is like, you know, like, oh my god, this can't happen, and we got to do something. But if this lasts for another year or so, people will just forget about it, like normally they do. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's let's not spend too many time on this, but because we have an entertainment show, it's supposed to be funny, but. But still, you know, we can't not say anything about it. So let's maybe go, if that's okay with you, to Formula One.
Yay!
Yay!
Drive to Survive, the Netflix series, starts again on March the 11th.
Okay, so that's yeah. I already see some memes about that. I haven't seen any previews. There is
Trailer.
a preview. Trailer, yeah.
The preview came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch it or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did not until now. So
what was interesting and obvious was the team that they were following at Zandvoort was Red Bull.
Yeah.
So they were in the pits at Zandvoort, Red Bull. So that's that'll be
that's cool.
Interesting episode.
Yeah. Okay. I heard that. Well, Max is not starring on the show because he didn't want to be in the show, or at least that's what I understood. So maybe Red Bull as a team is there, but Max is not doing interviews or whatever, I think. Well, that's what he said. He thought it was it's
a fake show.
Yeah, it's a fake show. It's not the reality, you know. They only, and I think to an extent it is, because it's entertainment, so they have to, you know, make it even more entertaining than it already was. But this year was entertaining by itself, so they probably wouldn't have done anything else. But
Gunther Steiner is clearly still not enamored with Netflix, because again, there's a little clip of him. They just catch him and he goes, "Oh, not with this Netflix shit again."
Cool. Yeah, but that's just, you know, that's just so fun the way this guy is just doing his thing.
So the thing that I've been surprised about the most with everything we've seen from Formula One this year is, given how seemingly tight the new restrictions were, is how different the cars all were from each other.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Red Bull and the Jaguar, they have the really thin radiator intakes, and then it sort of scoops like really high down the side of the car.
Yeah.
And then you look at the McLaren, and it's a really short, fat intake, just boxes down the side of the car straight away.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like they were built to the same regulations, but it's really going to be interesting to see how that works in the end.
Yeah. I have brought up the web page where I didn't go to a specific page. I just typed Formula One 2022 cars, and we can probably zoom into the car that we wanna take a look at. But you probably can't see what
we're completely blind.
Yeah, that's because I know why. But now you can see. I think you can see a part of the screen now. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's a bit small for you, but still. Anyway. I saw the differences, and I saw that some have pull rod, some have push rod suspension, and I think here what they're doing is comparing cars. So this is analysis website, which is probably cool.
So that the McLaren there is just it's really boxy down the side.
Yeah.
Like the side pods go almost all the way down to the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the Aston Martin, for example, the side pods don't go anywhere near the floor. They're completely raised up in a section all on their own, and there's like a channel underneath them that goes down to the floor like a big scoop. And it's just been really surprising and really interesting to see the variety of interpretations of the rules.
Yeah. Well, I haven't. I mean, we'll probably bump into Aston Martin later, but here we see. Are these the real cars, or is this just some sort of?
I don't know.
No, because this looks. I mean, this is this the Williams? Anyway, no. Let's go to another side because this is not.
Look at the Aston Martin 2022 F1 car.
Let's see if I can find that easily.
If you just Google it, you should get pictures of it.
I'll do that. Aston Martin 2022.
But it's indeed strange how you think they tightened the regulations and that really all the cars are different.
Yeah, I mean the position of the radiator vents on the side, the cooling vents and everything, they're different on every single car.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's been interesting to see them in the practice as well, because they look. You will get used to the look of them, but they look like they're traveling with the nose up.
Yeah.
And it's just we're so used to the cars being tilted down with the front wing on the ground.
Yeah.
And now the cars are flat with the front wing lifted up. The visual impression is there you can see perfectly on that picture the difference between the McLaren and the Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And if they have a view of the side of it, it's even more obvious the difference.
Yeah. Not sure. But, you can see. Well, you can see here, like the air intakes also big difference. The way that the Aston Martin has a high up nose, and so it goes up in the middle, and it goes down. The front wing goes down on the sides. It's up in the middle, and with McLaren, it's almost flat or even reversed. It goes down in the nose. So a lot of changes, and it's going to be interesting to see, what the differences will be, and hopefully this will bring what we all hope for, which is a complete turnaround of the whole. I think here is one of the sides. Oh, this is not what I was looking for.
Well, but also if you look at the nose and the front wing, how they are different. So they said,
some of them have a little gap between the nose and the wing. Some of them have it attached. Some of them have it on top.
And also because they said, well, it should be less wing and less things to change, and it should be more easy. If you see that they created 10 different noses,
you can see here. I think that was what we were talking about earlier.
That big difference. So the Aston Martin, you can see how it scoops underneath the air intakes. And it was interesting when they did all of the car launches. They didn't provide any really good renders or any really good photographs of the back of the car where the user is. And I suspect we'll only really get to see what the effect of that is if we have a wet race, because you'll be able to see how the air is sucked out from underneath the car in a wet race because of the spray.
Well, I see here on this image, so the McLaren is really a much longer wheelbase. If you look at,
I'm not sure if this is completely to scale. I'm not complete.
Okay, it might be a different scale. That's true.
I think there is some difference, but not as much as this picture shows. I think I'm not completely sure, but I think also they've mirrored the cars to make them all point the same way. I think, but anyway, there are major differences in aerodynamics. So they took a different approach. And we will see this only at the start of this season, because throughout the season they will all gonna look the same again. They will all copy copy each other, the things that work, and it will all then be the same. So the first couple of races are going to be probably very interesting, to say the least. To see what I find in general, and I haven't had that feeling over the last couple of years with the other cars, is that the cars look so cool. I mean, they've done the coloring schemes and everything looks like, really much cooler than I thought when I saw the first renders of the new types of cars. Yeah. Also the wheels, the inserts, like the wheel.
That's going to take some interesting. That's going to take some get used to the much bigger wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, because they look better than I saw when I saw the first renders. They make it look like there's a rim or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks very like Playmobil type, and now it looks much cooler. So in a way, they don't look at all like the first renders when they said this is what they're going to look like. But anyway, so cars and how they look is going to be very interesting. And another thing is that there is a lot of talk already going on between the teams. The whole thing with Princess Louise, who has returned, and now, I get a feeling that, and I was afraid of that Mercedes is gonna act like they actually won last year's championship, possibly. And that it was just a fluke. And one thing that really made me angry is that they fired Marco Masi over this.
Yeah,
that is such a bad. I think that is a bad decision. I mean, even if they would have thought that he would have made the wrong decision, I am of the opinion that they still should have kept him just to make a point. Because in a way it now feels like Mercedes has complained so hard that they just caused the race director to be fired, and I don't think any team should have the power to do that, because that in itself is corrupt. You can't. It feels very wrong that this happened, and that's not just because I think because of Michael Masi, Red Bull won last year's season. I think there were many cases, and we talked about this before, where he decided against Red Bull and in favor of Mercedes. And that annoys me the most. That has all been forgotten, and everything is pinned down to that last race on the last decision. And now suddenly, because only in that race it seems like he might have favored, I'm not sure at all if that's the case, but he might have favored Red Bull a little bit, or at least not gave Mercedes what they wanted. And that's the reason why he's now being fired. I mean, it's bad. It feels really wrong, to be honest. So, and then having Mercedes act like they're actually already 8 times world champion. I think even Hamilton said it in an interview, and it might have been on purpose, or it might have been, I don't know, but they were asking about Mercedes and if they were having their things together and if he thought there was a good car, and what if their car wasn't that good. And he was like, Mercedes doesn't make any mistakes, and we haven't become 8 times world championship for nothing, and he was all like that. And that sort of high horse talk is really annoying, and I really hope that he totally is nowhere this I'm starting to hate him just because of the way he reacts to things. It's just it's not going to be nice. And then of course now we almost have to root for Russell to be stronger than Lewis, because even if he is stronger than Max, then if he's deservedly stronger than Max, I don't care. It's just the way it is. Or if their car is still better. But Lewis is just something I don't wish him any more luck or wins, to be honest.
True.
Anyway. That's gonna be interesting this season too. We'll see, but we know nothing. I mean, we've seen the tests. What's your feeling about Barcelona test? And we know it doesn't really mean much, but still, how does it look?
Well, there are two things I think on the Barcelona test. So after that test, Red Bull said that their car is too heavy, so they have a problem with a heavy car somehow.
Yeah.
So I think, well, okay, where did they go wrong? But another point is also and I think all the teams had the problem was I forgot completely the word, but that it's bottoming out.
Porpoising.
Porpoising.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought about it the first time when I read about it, what it was. I thought I could have figured it out myself that was going to happen.
Yeah.
With the cars. So why is everybody having problems with it?
Well, it's because it's the first time they've done ground effect for 30 years. And all the people that knew about ground effect before have gone. They don't have them in Formula One anymore. And you can simulate it. Like, the problem they're having is when you have a bump. So like in the wind tunnel is perfectly flat.
Yeah.
So that the car sucks to the floor perfectly flat. And the problem you have with porpoising is as soon as you go over a bump,
you lose ground effect.
It upsets the angle of the car. And then you get that problem where you get this high pressure bulge at the back that pops the back of the car up. That sort of goes out to the back, and then suspension pulls it down again, and that's the problem they have.
Yeah. But still, because it's so logical what's happening, you would have thought that somebody would have thought about it in the factory.
I don't think they didn't think about it. I think they're sort of manufacturing something as, this is a problem. They'll get on top of it in the first couple of races, but it's so new to Formula One this year compared to the aerodynamics we've had before that I think they're just like, oh, let's blame it on this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I feel, but the other hand is if you know about it and you can circumvent it, you can actually drive faster than the rest. Or it's a big advantage. The person who invents the counter
anti-purposing
purpose to it.
Whoever figures it out the first.
Yeah, we'll drive in front of the bunch. For a couple of races. So I think it's a major thing, and I was really in shock that it was happening and that.
Yeah, I can understand that. On the other hand, I mean, we all know that even in highly engineered things, it's all theoretic, and then when the practice comes, something happens which they didn't. I mean, we had the Erasmusbrug starting to when the wind blew, it started to wobble because they did calculations wrong, or they just didn't find out. And now they have these dampers and everything. It doesn't happen anymore. But it's like they had to clutch a solution to make it stop from happening. It was not the original design, and that's gonna probably happen with the cars too. So either they, I don't know if they can do that, but they electronically measure something and they then measure the damping or whatever. They do something with that, or I don't know what they're gonna do. But on one hand, you think in a multi-$100 million, arena, how can something stupid like that happen? Yes, that's true. But on the other hand, it's just the practice of things. They can never. I don't think anything has been engineered so that when they did their first test, everything worked exactly as in the trials and theoretical tests. But still, it's I don't know. And maybe could it be also partly tires because they have? Is there more like?
Yeah, I mean, the tires, they have a smaller sidewall this year, so the tires are much stiffer than they used to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the last year or in the last few years, some of the suspension movement and some of the tire movement combined together to give you the isolation from the ground. But the tires are now so much thinner.
Yeah, that it's almost
they don't have as much flex in the tires anymore.
Exactly. So it's almost 100% suspension. That might be another thing. And the weight of the cars, has the weight in general gone up? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either, because that's another thing. There are so many variables that could have caused this.
Yeah, the weight is gone up. Yeah.
Okay.
They are heavier than last year. Yeah.
Okay, so that together, suspension, weight, and then the ground effect, those are major things. It's just like a completely new Formula One car. I mean, almost everything they knew before has thrown out of the window, and they have to sort of start over again. And that's why you see this. And I'm sure other things will happen. I mean, during the first couple of races, people will break stuff.
Fly!
Yeah, start flying, break stuff, lose parts.
I mean,
because
the cars will probably look a lot different after the first two races as they tweak and change the different things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's gonna happen, but it's all interesting, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
but now, and then now the big question is, of course, here in the Netherlands, we need to find a new way to watch the Formula One, and I think we already discussed it lengthily in another show what we are going to do, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I'm still thinking about if I'm going to pay money for watching it live, then I will go for the F1 Pro solution. I think you get the most value for the cheapest price, I think. So
I'm exactly the same. I haven't decided, but there's a good chance that I'll do the same, and that's because of a couple of reasons. First of all, well, not a couple of reasons. There's only one reason. I think when these rights are, changing every year, couple of years, you have to pay for it. You don't know how much. They can change what you pay for it, and it's all second or third parties. I tend to then just skip all that and go back to the base and just do that, because there's also no guarantees there, obviously, but still, that's Formula One themselves. So they have the most to win or lose when they sort of fuck it up, So I think I'm doing that too. I'm gonna just take that because it has also other things. You can hear the drivers' radios, and there's a lot of things there. And with Viaplay, they say that the advantage of that is that you get all kinds of behind the scenes information and stuff, but I feel like that's more entertainment stuff. I feel that what you get is not facts and technical things that we're interested in, but just a lot of talks and interviews that don't really do a lot for me. Also I think it's a more straightforward and more technical approach, or how do you put it, to just go to Formula One and just watch it from there, from the source. So I think,
but I mean, the problem is you might not like the commentary that they're putting on their stream. Like, you're used to the Dutch commentary, we're used to the English commentary.
Yeah, but
and that taints your enjoyment of the show somewhat.
Yeah, but of course we need to see if it's working, yes or no. But the guy who did it the last 30 years in the Netherlands, Olaf Mol, he came out with his own app.
Yeah.
So where you can lay his voiceover on any TV image you are seeing, and you can match it. You can slow it down or fast forward it to match it with the image you are looking at your TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that would probably work. And another thing is that I'm now 9 out of 10 times seeing things better or more quickly than he is.
Yeah.
So it's actually also often annoying what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point.
So no commentary and just my own.
Yeah.
I will start swearing and throwing things to the TV myself.
I think
I do not need anybody else.
The three of us commentary is much more valuable than than any other. Let's make that. That's one point. And to be honest, what you're also saying, I am not sure that I really like Olaf and Jack's commentary anymore. It just the last couple of years it just went a little bit downhill. Olaf is still okay, but getting a little bit too by the hand sometimes. He's got a little bit like, he knows it all and he's seen it all and he's a little bit too, I don't know how to call it, but and then Jack, I don't think he's good at all. I get Kromatene when I watch him. It's just no. So I am actually looking forward to having a new fresh commentary. Which is also unbiased, at least hopefully.
I hope so.
Because that would give me much better information than listening to Olaf or the BBC. They're obviously all biased, which is normal. I mean, we're biased too. But if there's commentary that is better, oh no, we're not. we all like Mazepin. Yeah. Oh, that's another nice story. Did you hear all the things about,
Yeah, they pulled all of the sponsorship, and I'm not sure if he's even racing now. I think he's gone.
Yeah, which is, so Haas brought in a lot of money and Mazepin and developed their car. And now, when the season starts, they can just get rid of Mazepin and just have a good car, and now they can get a good driver in, which is like that's the whole setup. I think Putin is a Formula One fan.
Their whole thing is the like Uralkali, the guy that owns Uralkali is Mazepin's dad.
Yeah.
So their sponsor and their driver are connected.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, so he's already gone, or at least probably. And then the question obviously comes: who's gonna drive there? And also the other guy, Kvyat, I think he also had a problem. I think he's driving in some other class, GT3 or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. Yeah. We'll hear about that, and then we're probably gonna see who's gonna take his place. We still have Nick de Vries. I don't think he's gonna drive, but still. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going to be interesting. How many is it? Another 3 weeks before they start the season again? 3 or 4?
I think so. Yeah,
something like that.
It's normally a week after the Netflix series, and the Netflix series is the 11th.
Okay, so it's going to be So it's going to be 18th or whatever.
About the 18th.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's going to be interesting. And we're going to have.
I used to have a public F1 calendar that was synced with my Google Calendar, but I don't think they've published anything.
Yeah, well, I did. Michelle did that last year, and then that was totally fucked up because all the races changed all the time, and she didn't know anything anymore because the calendar didn't sync.
Oh, yeah, I've still got the 2021 FIA.
Yeah.
Because the official one updates when they change and move races and things. The official one updates the calendar.
I know. I've got the official one too, and I'll just take a look. Now we'll know for sure when the first race is. So let's see. Racing Bahrain. Oh, already the 10th of March. Oh no, it's testing.
Ooh.
Testing.
No, that's testing.
That's testing.
Testing, yeah.
Bahrain, 18th.
Of March, Bahrain.
18th. Yeah, I didn't know they were also testing at Bahrain, but 10th is testing, 18th is the weekend of the race. So that's the 20th is the actual race then. Yeah, 4 o'clock our time.
Okay.
So that's sort of 4 our time is early in the morning for you, isn't it? It's about 9 or 10, 9 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
7 hours or 8 hours. Well, anyway.
It's 8 hours to you.
Yeah, so maybe we can all watch it together then. That'll be at least a race. So that's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Well, a week later, you are in the Netherlands again, Chris. Or
allegedly, yeah, March the 22nd.
That's gonna be cool.
Is that also a race weekend or?
Don't think so.
Or the one after that? I think there's another
one.
One
after that might be
25th. 25th to the 27th is Saudi Arabia.
Okay, yeah. So Oh, let me have a look, because we are going to be in
weekend.
England briefly.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, you're
that weekend we're gonna, on the Sunday the 27th, we're taking the Eurostar to England.
Oh, okay.
So that we can get my wife's passport renewed on the Monday, and then we'll be coming back on the Eurostar on Tuesday.
Okay. So
3 days in the middle we won't be there.
No, okay. Well, that's exactly when the race is, so that's that's bad timing.
Fine.
Anyway, so that's
well, she can go alone to England.
Anyway.
No.
Anyway,
Alrighty.
so that's so it's starting again, so that's always good. Yeah. Okay, and for the rest, well, I think I briefly noticed that Chris did a thing.
Oh yeah, I might have done a thing. I might have pre-ordered the Lego F1 McLaren car.
Very cool.
So
yeah.
And I know it's not the official 2022 car, and I know the colors aren't quite right, but it's still pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
True.
I can totally.
I watched Walesh, the guy on Racing Brick, when he did his review, and he does like 12 minutes of his review, and then he says, if you're happy with the car the way it is, and you're okay with all these compromises, then now's a good time to stop watching the review.
Yeah.
And then he just takes the whole thing apart. He goes, the tires are wrong, the wheels are the wrong size, the shape of the car is wrong, the colors are wrong, the wing is wrong, and he goes, I understand why this is, because the car was not finalized until this week. No. But Lego had building this 6 months ago. Yeah. So
it's just a generic Formula One type of car. Yeah. And you know, it's
still pretty cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
True.
And I don't think that is a reason not to buy it or build it, you know. It's still a cool car. It looks great. So yeah, I'll be very interested to see how that's gonna look, but and gonna build. But it's cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still not decided on what the next Lego kit will be that I'm gonna buy. There are so many options that I just don't know what to do next. But you know, I saw you go into the store. And you see 3 or 4 kits that are really cool, which you already forgotten about, you know. So and that's next to the 10 or 20 that you already know you want, you know. So the list gets longer and longer every time that you walk into one of these stores. It's just crazy. But well, we'll see how that goes. So yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else, to be honest. I think I'm pretty much now.
Oh, I think I'm done as well. I don't think I've got anything else here. Okay. So I guess we'll talk next week.
Yes, let's.
And then we'll do race weekend, and then I'll be in Holland as long as we're all still alive.
That's cool, and let's see how we can link up. Well, we'll for sure link up some way.
I found why my video is a bit blurry. It's because Skype won't allow me to pick 1080 as my resolution on this camera. So Skype has defaulted me to 720, and there's no way I can change it. If we were using Zoom or anything else, I could change it, but with Skype, I can't.
Ah, that's weird.
So
okay, so now we know.
There's no camera settings for resolution.
Okay, so it's just resolution, not.
So I'll just sit further away, so I look like I'm more.
No, now you're just 3 pixels wide. You know. No, okay, guys. Well. Thanks a lot for everybody who will be watching this. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you will come back to us again and when we try to do our weekly show. And hopefully also we're going to have a little bit more worthwhile content on the next couple of shows. We'll certainly... Content.
Who cares?
Who cares about content? Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. And hope to see you all, guys. See you next week. And like, subscribe, do all the things that you want. Bye-bye.